are listening to Lucha Underground.
Hey everybody, welcome to Lucha Underground, the world's premier Lucha Underground after show. My name is Max, and I'm back after 3 weeks away, being on vacation, traveling the world, and with me as always is
Travis.
And missing now, conspicuously missing is Big Kev. It's almost as if me and Big Kev can't be in the same room together. Maybe, are we the same person?
It's possible.
Do I have some sort of like vampiro like split personality disorder going on?
When Kevin doesn't take his atropiprazole.
That's right.
Appears.
It's weird. It's weird. I'm just saying. Most people wouldn't know, we're the only people who can see us all here in the same room.
It's true. No, in all seriousness, though, tragically, it appears that Kevin was mysteriously jumped in an alleyway by 3 or 4 teenagers who were masters of Krav Maga. And yeah, so he's recovering at the nearest medical facility.
Mm-hmm. He was touring in Thunder Bay.
Mm-hmm. Which, I don't know. I'm not going to connect the dots. We'll leave that to you, the believers.
I hear they've got good medical facilities there, though. I'm sure that he'll be back in action.
Very soon.
Hopefully
very soon.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Travis, what was it like not having me around? Tell me how much you missed me, Trav.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool. We had a good time. But yeah, I was missing the spice. No.
Gracias.
And by spice, you mean soundboard. It's really the soundboard.
Yeah.
This podcast, it misses something without the soundboard.
For me, it is a happy memory.
For all of us, it is a happy memory. Not to disparage the two fellas who stepped in, Brad and Randy, of course. That was really, really cool to get his perspective on the episode, which was the last one, which was 13. And that brings us to season 2, episode 14.
I just want to, because I wasn't here for the past couple episodes, so I want to chat with you about the Drago Aerostar match. Mm-hmm. Was the injury to Aerostar, was that a work or was that a shoot?
We both, or the three of us, thought it was a shoot. I've heard some differing opinions online. Because the thing that they always go to is, this is why not just reshoot it? If
I know. Or why not make an audible and then have Drago win? Mm-hmm. Because if the guy's got a busted up knee.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that.
Or why even include it in the cut?
Yeah.
Like if he falls off the ropes like that and then proceeds to win the match, you could easily just snip that out of the edit
and go from there. See, I think these guys have that old pro built-in mentality. Where it's like, you know what, no, let's salvage this. This isn't game over kind of thing. Because normally you at a show, you don't get a chance to re-edit. Mm-hmm. Because I did see that it did look like there was a moment where they kind of got in close and it looks like he's saying something to him.
Yeah.
So at that point, it could have been, all right, let's kind of take it from wherever. Possibly. I mean, that's what I thought. Because we've seen great matches from them. I guess that's their 6th Lucha Underground match.
Yeah, it is.
And that was their 6th best. It wasn't a bad match.
No.
I didn't think.
It was just so weird.
Yeah. And Aerostar did not look his
I know what you guys were talking about, how he might have a little bit of a spare tire there. I don't know if that was fair, but he definitely did look like he put on a little bit of weight.
He looked like he had blown.
That comes with happiness, though,
I guess.
When you're happy, you put on weight.
Sure.
So I wish him all the best.
Yeah, we all do. I want to see him shining again. Shining like the true Aerostar.
Shining like the star in the night sky that led the wise men to Jesus. And that was like did it not? I'm pretty sure Stryker said something like that over the past. I just binge watched like 4 episodes. That's all blurred together. Yeah. We're actually going to be talking about 2 episodes today, right?
Yeah.
13 and 14?
14 and 15.
14 and 15. Okay, so start us off. I got a good breakdown here of 15, but you're going to have to
lead the way
hit
on
us with 14. Yeah,
you got it. So it starts with the recap. Dario talking about the trio tournament. Shows the 3 winners and the champions, and a bit of Cage and Mundo. Made me think at that point, we might only get 2 matches today. And it turned out to be true. And then we head on into the temple, and the cage is already set up.
Cage in a cage.
Yeah. The band's playing, and that leads us right into our most recent episode of
Man in the Wedge.
Gotta get that wedge. And this time, it was a young man young Caucasian man in a toque.
Why
and
are
a
you so
long
focused
beard.
on race?
Because I'm mentioning it this time because it will. What happens in the next?
Okay,
Man
it's
in
for
the Wedge
context.
episodes.
All right.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay. You're setting something up.
And
That's
it's
fine.
just like he looked like a young, long, bearded gentleman with a toque. I immediately thought Johnny Canuck because of, but I don't know if you had any other ideas. If you remember this guy,
No, it's sort of like did he have a red beard?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
I do remember him.
Yeah.
Wow, he really stuck out in my mind.
Yeah.
I surprised myself.
yeah. So he stood out there, and that wasn't not the best man in the Wedge, but a step up from the guy we were stuck with for the last
Actual music for Man in the Wedge.
We'll work on it.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, that's it. Another episode of Man in the Wedge. And then, Vampiro and Matt Stryker give us a quick update on Mil Muertes and Matanza.
Because the episode before they had gone
had
through
ended
the
with
roof.
them going through the roof.
Okay.
And go straight into match number 1, which is Cage versus Johnny Mundo in a cage.
Right on.
They said this was the second cage match. What was
The first one was in season 1, Mundo versus Cuerno.
Oh, okay. Okay. And they remind us that it's for a medallion. We see Cage's shoulders taped up. I thought that might be something, but didn't really turn out to be anything. He dominated early, started using the cage a lot, throwing Johnny Mundo into it.
Some interference from Taya.
Later on, yeah. There's that early brawling Cage style. At one point, Vampiro refers to his meds. That was so close. We almost got an atropiprazole there.
Did we?
Yeah,
I didn't
she
even
said
notice.
his meds. I haven't been taking my meds. I need to be taking my meds. Johnny Mundo hit a Spanish fly off the top of the.
I thought we're not gonna do a move from.
I just want to the standout parts here.
All right.
He hit another. It was after he hit.
Oh,
this.
actually, yeah. That Spanish fly off the top. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That was impressive. Mm-hmm. With that,
and it really upped the energy of the match because up until that point, it was just Cage just smashing him around. And he asked, "Is there?" I think Vampiro asked something about, "Is there a better wrestler, someone who can do that move anywhere else in the world or something?" And Stryker kind of hesitates and goes, "I only watch Lucha Underground."
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
because I think I'm trying to think of what the move was because I think there could have been maybe 2 or 3 he could have named off at that point.
No, you know what he was? Vampiro was suggesting that there was no pro wrestler stronger than Cage, and Stryker, was his response was that he only watches Lucha Underground. But actually, I think that's a really good question because I really can't think of anybody who would
Stronger than Cage?
Yeah.
I mean, he's built bigger, but like somebody like Cesaro is super strong.
Do you think Cesaro is stronger?
But like, okay, what
then they call him Cage?
Possibly. I mean,
Okay, so
strong
Cesaro-
mean? What does strong mean? He's like, "Ooh, how much can you bench, bro?"
Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's just use like in terms of like physically moving your opponents. I'll give you Cesaro is right there. Cage, Cesaro, Ryback.
Yeah,
Probably.
guy who's been in the news a lot lately.
Yeah, no kidding. But other than that, I mean, there really isn't a whole lot of other guys.
Brock Lesnar.
Yes. Good call. Good call.
Teo sends in a kendo stick.
Oh my God, how amazing was that moment when there was a whole amazing sequence with the kendo stick and Cage and Mundo. Mundo's
He's like dodging it.
flipping it all over the place.
Yep.
Cage then throws it at him. He catches it, and then that leaves him open just for Cage to just pummel him. And when he spikes him, the kendo stick rebounds up into the air, and he snatches it in one hand.
right.
Oh my
That's
God,
right.
it was a ballet. It was amazing.
Yeah, that was the most choreographed this whole match was.
Oh yeah, for sure. But that kendo stick, that was just like a little magical moment.
yeah,
There's
he
no way
lucked
that
into
was.
that.
If
He
that
lucked
was
it.
choreographed, even more impressive. That they choreographed bouncing a kendo stick like that. That's made of bamboo.
Yeah, and that led to a near fall, and that was the first "This is awesome" chant.
How do you feel about the "This is awesome" chant?
If it happens, it comes from a real place, usually.
Usually. I feel like I agree with what 75% of "This is awesome" chants.
Sure.
And I don't know if the other 25% are just maybe I'm just not connecting to what's ever going on. Maybe I'm not watching as carefully as the crowd or something.
Or maybe like
Sometimes it just feels a little forced.
Sure, in the case of Lucha Underground, maybe it's like we're seeing their first match of the first episode that they've shot, kind of
Yeah.
so they're a little more easily impressed.
Totally.
'Cause I remember in the first episode, there was a "This is awesome" chant for a spear from Johnny Mundo on the outside.
Yeah.
Which is, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, I'm with you.
They start to double team. Cage locks up Taya. Oh yeah,
With the
he locked
handcuffs.
with the handcuffs. Okay, so that was good. You can start to tell this is finally going to be the blow off of this feud, which is good. Cage hits a Michinoku driver on the chair for the win. That was pretty nasty.
Yeah. A lot of those going around these days.
Yeah, not a bad finish for how the feud started. Not a great match, but good to see.
I can't believe it just took him this long to get to it. Are you surprised that Mundo didn't get? So what's interesting about these medallions is that it gives some stakes to all of these feuds. But now that the medallion has been won, Cage wins it obviously. Now what is Mundo going to get up to? Because he's obviously not in the title picture because that is just occupied by monsters. He can't go toe to toe with anybody there, and he didn't win they're not in the trios tournament anymore. What do you do with a guy like that?
I think something better than Cage. I think he's better options.
You can't give him Cuerno. Cuerno is also we'll talk about Cuerno where he's headed probably, but he's got to be. So who's going to be available?
There's
for
still medallions to be
won. Do you think he can get himself back in that?
Sure. Or he always seems to be. He's fine getting involved with these one-on-one feuds. That's all they've ever really done for him. He was in the title picture with Puma for a bit.
Yeah.
But then he had the Patron feud, and now
that's true. Yeah, his second half of season 1 wasn't all that. I mean, it had the inaugural window smash, which was awesome. Yeah. But other than that, that whole feud just sort of petered out in a really weird way. Remember Melina was involved in that?
Yeah, at the very end.
Super weird.
I think Taya filled her role.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Melina must have been pissed.
I'm sure it had to do with I think we talked about it a while back.
AAA association?
No, Melina and Mundo's relationship.
No, it's more. It probably had more to do with them trying to get another AAA talent in there.
Maybe. Yeah, it's possible.
By far.
Okay.
By far more likely.
Okay.
Business, man. It's business.
It's true.
Yeah. So Cage wins the medallion, and then
we go into the Elimination Trios match.
Right. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, great stuff.
It was out of control.
Yeah. I was worried about this. It's just going to load a dozen wrestlers into just have them all sitting outside the ring. It could have got pretty busy.
At times I do notice that, and it's not. And I think that's just inherent in Lucha Libre. Is like you have a lot of moments where guys are just sort of like clustering outside the rings, waiting for the big thing to happen, and it's a lot better hidden in Lucha Underground because the camera doesn't focus on that. But if you were there live, like I think you'd just be like, why is everybody just standing there? Like, shouldn't you be fighting? I noticed it when I'm watching New Japan as well, in some of these high-flying junior tag matches, where the guys will just be like, they'll just be literally standing there. It's almost like they're linking arms, Yeah. Anyways.
Speaking of that, all I've seen from the most recent New Japan show is the Ricochet Seidel match. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I think Ricochet / Prince Puma is my favorite wrestler outside of or not necessarily. I think he's the best. The most potential in terms of like long term being something really, really special.
Really,
I get the feeling that he is an elite athlete whenever I'm watching him.
Yeah, totally.
Like more so that the only other person again would be like Cesaro. Like when I watch him, that's what the number one thing I'm thinking the whole time I'm watching him work.
Do you think? So wait, you think he's your what accolades are you trying to give him right now?
I think he's, if he's not the best, he's in the conversation for
best wrestler. Period.
Outside of the WWE.
So what you're saying to me is that there are wrestlers within WWE
who are better than Ricochet. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you're also saying that the best wrestler in the world exists within WWE.
Yes. I think that's
right now,
arguable. Well, it could be AJ Styles. Could be Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay.
Could be Antonio Cesaro. We keep talking about him. Could be Sami Zayn.
Are we talking just in ring?
I'm talking, yes. Also the total package. I mean, Ricochet, we haven't gotten much in the way of promos, but I think he's so good in terms of his in-ring that I really like. Look, that will I see dollar signs, man.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah,
like he is. He's very good.
Yep,
he's very, very good. I don't know why he's not making more money. No. No, I'm not. I'm not challenging you. I am challenging you a little bit, but you're doing a good job. You're bouncing back.
I'm the boss. Okay, so. Get into the tag elimination match. And right away, Dario interrupts Melissa with breaking news that Angelico was injured.
Yeah. Was that real? I expected
been.
That to be kayfabe and have him like show up and like save the day or something, right?
No, I think he must have got hurt at like a PWG show or something.
But he didn't even show up.
Well, he's probably legit hurt. Like, because there's no other reason why. I think they were, whether or not he was going to be in there, I think they were scheduled to drop these straps regardless.
Yeah, that makes sense. I wonder what they're going to do now, too. Where do they go?
Good question. Because they're kind of the heart of the mid card there, hey?
So true.
Yeah.
True.
They'll find a spot for him. I'm confident. All three of those guys, I've really grown to like their their work.
No kidding.
So one of them in particular, I'm really going to get to in this match. So it's just Evilise.
Can you remind everyone? What are the teams?
Phoenix, PJ Black, Jack Evans.
Right.
Really nice entrance from all three. Right away, I loved how Phoenix was fitting in. He had a snottiness to him, like he was kind of a punk that we hadn't seen before. He'd been like the White Knight Golden Boy up until this point, but that like he is one of my favorites on this roster for sure. That ability to just like slip right in and be a different character than he'd been playing all season and didn't feel forced is awesome. So it was those three against Cortez, Cisco, and Joey Ryan versus Prince Puma, Dragon Azteca Jr., and Rey Mysterio, the man, versus Evilise and Son of Havoc. And I was thinking, I like almost everyone in this match.
Yeah. The one thing about this whole thing immediately I did not like was PJ Black's pants. Yeah. What the hell?
I didn't notice.
You're
going to have to remind me.
Oh, they were bright neon green.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this roster, you can't have, for starters, you set up PJ Black, the Darewolf, to be like this biker guy, black, red, white, a Baron Corbin like aesthetic. That's cool. One day you can't just show up wearing bright green pants, especially because you got another guy who you could have potentially been fighting, who just happened to be injured, but you could have been fighting another guy with also bright green pants. No, man.
Maybe.
He looked too much like Ricky Mandel from the first season. Just like
I think that might have been his color scheme when he was in WWE, so maybe he was still stuck with those.
We've seen him wear black pants. Maintain the black.
So maybe the booking agent learned that like he takes this art form very seriously, and he has a color palette, a specific color palette he wants for the mood of the thing. And when he heard Angelico wasn't there, it was like, where are we going to put the neon green?
We need to have it. It's for the palette. It's the art direction.
Dude, that is straight up whacked.
So. Right away, we see this match gets your senior official Marty Lyons, who we recently started following on Twitter. So I want to give him a shout out.
Is that valuable?
Marty, you listening?
I hope so. Is he giving you a real like peek into the backstage?
Not yet. I mean, I haven't really looked at his specific tweets. I just started following him. I don't think he's tweeted much.
No, probably not.
I thought right away. I thought this match could go either way. I was leaning towards the guys who won, but I didn't really think Cortez, Cisco, and Joey Ryan were going to win. Nice action to start. Really sweet symmetry. Cisco really got a chance and did well. Definitely busy early. Still,
so it was so much action. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around.
Still, it's pretty wild stuff.
Oh, you know who I'd like to see? Maybe Mundo Phoenix after this.
Sounds great. I love it.
There you go.
Book
because Phoenix has nothing else to do right now.
Yeah.
And then
he's still kind of linked to Katrina, but that can always be in the background.
Totally. Plus, Katrina's got other things on the go right now. Unless you could see
a lot of fingers and a lot of pies.
Yeah. You could end up seeing a Sinestro Phoenix feud coming up here.
Sure.
Yeah. Although I don't know, Cuerno's in there too. Cuerno. Yeah. Cuerno is an interesting character for you.
Yeah. It was good to see him come back.
No kidding. I'd forgotten how long he was gone for.
Yeah. But that was not a great return, I didn't think, for him.
No. Oh, I've got lots to say about that.
Good.
Lots.
Good. Then right away, Phoenix weaves his fucking magic again, like hits that springboard. It seems like every time he does it, he has
the corkscrew?
Yeah. Like he has a little extra stank on it. Mm-hmm. Tease Evilise, Joey Ryan stops her arm drag into stiff slaps.
I was expecting, I'm not going to lie, when it was just Joey Ryan and Evilise in the ring together, I was expecting something like Joey Ryan's sexual move-esque stuff. And I don't know if I'm happy or sad they didn't go for it. I don't know. It just felt like it was the right time to do it if they were going to do it.
The match didn't suffer for not having it.
Is Joey Ryan a good guy or a bad guy?
Well, he's an undercover cop.
But he doesn't get along with the other undercover cops.
No.
And he definitely was working heel.
Yeah.
Beat up a lady.
Yeah, that's true.
And during Aztec Warfare, he came on and pulled the cowardly move, trying to chain himself to the...
I'd say more of like a lovable heel.
I don't know.
Like he's skeezy, but not the skis that Marty the Moth is.
That's true.
Yeah. Evilise, I thought, was awesome in this. I thought there were 2 stars in this match. And
Is she ever not?
Evilise and Phoenix.
Is she ever not?
Yeah, I know. She's great. And then we got Evilise versus Jack Evans. Some good trash talk from Jack Evans. Do you remember
Yes.
that? Yeah.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
I'm the baddest bitch. That was hilarious. That was good. Jack Evans tosses Puma out. That code or the running Northern Lights suplex from
Evilise on Jack Evans.
And Jack Evans.
I stopped. I rewound it.
Yeah.
And I forced Stacy to watch it.
Yeah.
And I don't normally do that.
Yeah.
And she just didn't really react, but it stuck out that much that I was like, I need other people to see this. This might be the hook that finally gets Stacy involved. No, it wasn't, but I tried.
Yeah.
I tried. It was that good.
Yeah, and then right after that, PJ Black hit the super kick on her, and Jack Evans pins her. So that great sequence to lead us into the commercial, and right away we know we're going to have new trios champs. We learned that the Luchador of the Week is Cage. Does this mean
Finally,
he's getting a push?
Is it finally? It's no longer Phoenix. Phoenix was Luchador of the Week for pretty much like 10 weeks.
I don't know
running.
if we always got to see who the Luchador of the Week was. I think because it's part of the kind of.
Oh, is it really? It gets cut out from what we're watching. Every time I've seen it, it was Phoenix. I'm like, this guy's got an amazing streak going.
Yeah. Like I said, I loved Phoenix in this match, and we saw great work from Dragon Azteca as well. Insane set of moves from him.
The final move, I guess right before the pin, when Puma basically flipped Azteca up into the air, who then latched on to one of them. I can't remember who he actually hit with it, but turned it into like a spinning DDT. Mm-hmm. It was like, I'd never seen anything like that before. It was incredible.
And then that was followed by the double tope and a moonsault from Ray for the win.
Yeah, exactly.
It was great. As we said, it got a little busy at times, but I still hit you 3 1/4 snowflakes for this guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did you give the cage match?
I did not give it 3 stars.
You didn't give it anything.
Wow, it's less than 3 stars.
Jeez.
And like I said, like that 3 1/4 was mostly for the work. I mean, everyone was good, but Evilise and Phoenix were the big standouts.
Sounds good. And then
last segment was Vampiro at the altar. Pentagon rolls out in a wheelchair.
Okay, I've got mixed thoughts about the wheelchair. It's so space age. It doesn't fit at all, but I don't know if I like that or dislike it. Uh-huh. Would you prefer that? Like, it's like a Professor X chair.
Totally. That's what everyone, that was the number one connection people were making online.
Yeah, would you prefer that, or would you rather have it be like a vintage, like 1930s, like something made of wicker?
I was just gonna say like made of like bamboo that they made in the in the temple or wherever, the altar that they worship.
It's just so funny that it's so.
It felt anachronistic, I think is the word I'm looking for. He had to Vampiro had to go through time. Had to go a millennia ahead.
It's from the future.
He had to get Aerostar again.
Oh my god!
Don't worry,
he wasn't using his arms.
I know.
He was using a thing. Although that really communicates how broken his spirit must be. He's not even using his arms.
Yeah, that was good.
Around.
Yeah, he starts melting some wax on him. The weird like body of evidence reference or something. And he just screams at him to get up, but he couldn't, and that was.
I loved it. Yep. So I guess what I'm feeling is going to happen here is that it's like Pentagon Jr. is going to go through some sort of like leveling up. Like in the same way, like in a Dragon Ball or like Naruto style. Go and you can't defeat the biggest baddest villain, so you remove yourself from the plot for a little while, you train your ass off, you come back stronger than ever, and you likely I bet you he'll do it, and he'll save. He'll come in, it'll be a shocking moment, it'll feel like somebody's back is up against the wall, maybe Rey Mysterio, maybe Puma, maybe like Sexy Star, somebody like that, right up against the wall, Matanza's gonna rip him in half, and then out of nowhere, boom, Pentagon Jr. is back, he's got new gear, I'm expecting new gear
of some sort,
and he'll be ready to play.
That'd be cool.
Oh,
I don't necessarily see him like coming in
like
babyface style. I can see him like coming in and just like stopping the reign of Matanza or something like that, like finding a new Achilles heel sort of.
Oh, dude, if it was me, I wouldn't even have him. I'd just keep cutting back to him sometime, see him do all his training, and then have him come in at the very last episode, get the championship, Ultimate and that's how you end your season. Love it.
That's how you do your job,
Mr. DeJoseph. Okay, anything else to add to 14, or should we move on?
No, we got to move on.
Okay. Episode 15.
Oh, here, I got this one. Let's flip the script. I'll walk you through this one.
Okay.
So this one starts with Dario and Katrina in Dario's office, And did you notice Dario's messing around with his roof?
He's just fixing the roof, just making sure it was just been replaced. He's checking the
vents
foundations. I don't know what. I guess foundations in a roof.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, making sure it's up to code.
So he books a graver consequences. Let me ask you this. So he mentioned that in a typical grave consequence casket match, there's one casket, but then they're like upping the ante. They're gonna have 4 caskets.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that.
I know. Nobody really does. Initially I thought, okay, then does that mean there's 2 more
That's what I
luchadors
thought.
involved?
Yeah.
Or is it just easier opportunity to get buried because there's caskets all over the place? I guess we'll see. I liked from this thing when he kind of buries her rock and puts over his key. It's two
It's a key.
Yeah.
Key and rock thing. Those 2 characters,
Key beats rock.
they're very similar dynamics, like Katrina with the rock and Mill, Dario with the key,
And Matanza.
Matanza.
Yeah, Matanza. I like that.
Yeah.
That was different.
It was
That's great.
Yeah, so it'll be, I don't know. I feel like I'd like to see them shake it up a little bit. Break sort of the symmetry would be nice.
And it was kind of left with the thing like who destroyed who when they put him through when you went through the
Yeah,
tape.
it was I think it was implied that it was sort of like a stalemate, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I got.
which is what we were hoping for. Like
If they were gonna have so if it's 4 caskets now, assuming a one-on-one match has 1 casket, so if you're gonna have 4 caskets, we have to inject 3 more people into this match.
Yeah,
Let's
3
just
more.
say
Yeah.
this is who I would throw in there.
Okay.
So it's a 5-way match.
Yeah.
4 people will be murdered because, as we know, in
That's what
Lucha
happened.
Underground, once you're in one of those caskets, you die. Yeah. Phoenix would be an appropriate choice because he's involved.
Yeah.
So would Sinestro del Muerte,
Sure.
or whatever his name
Yeah.
is, Purple Mask.
Yeah.
And we need one more.
Could go Puma because Pentagon and him have a bit of a history.
But Pentagon isn't around.
Oh yeah. Duh. I was thinking that Pentagon was going to be in there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, I like where you went with those other 2, but I don't know how you feel that Vampiro to defend.
Oh, that's good.
Pentagon's on.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Masquerita Sagrada. Anyways, so then we go into the temple and we get Marty versus the Mac.
Before that, it is the most recent episode of
Man in the Wedge. Gotta get that wedge.
So this is why I pointed out the caucasity of Johnny Canuck previously, because initially it starts with your general the standard Latino college guy that you see in most
why you gotta bring a brace all the time?
because it's like at first he looked like
I got you rattled now.
You do.
I got you
He looked
rattled now.
like what you see.
Violence!
And I don't want to get into whatever here, but he looked like what you see the standard, like when you're cutting to crowd shots, you see they're mostly Latino men who are between the ages of 20 and 35. That's mostly what you see. And when it came to that, that's who you first see. But then just before they cut away, you see Johnny Canuck stick his head in there.
I think they're buddies.
Last minute, yeah. So, but I think they got them to switch seats.
Yeah. In order to give the illusion of time.
Because they've heard about the Man in the Wedge segment is so hot, you guys, that they've
the best thing
had
we
to
do.
adjust on the fly at Lucha Underground, even though they had shot this full season before they got to her. Nobody's listening to us. Anyway,
It's okay.
another episode of Man in the Wedge. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. First match.
So we get Marty versus Mac. I love the first thing right off the bat is Mac jumping over that top rope. Amazing.
In the satin jacket.
Amazing jacket I have written down here. Amazing jacket. And actually, overall, I thought the Mac won this pretty handedly.
Yeah.
It was a short match, which
Yeah.
is great because that's about as much as I cared about it.
Yeah, you didn't see much offense from the Moth.
Marty.
I love that he jumped him early.
Yeah.
I love those kinds of hot starts.
Totally.
Uh,
Overall, though, I mean, the whole thing didn't really leave much of an impression on me. I like Mac. I like to see him a little more dominant. Beat up Marty, and then we move on. I mean, anything jump out at you?
Again, we saw the Mac start like he was going to drop the people's elbow and then turned it into a leg drop. I think that's so funny.
Is the Mac's like whole act just that he's like an Attitude Era nostalgia guy?
And I think it's just that he steals other people's gimmicks and things and kind of makes them his own. Like, and it's just like unapologetically stealing.
Oh, totally.
Right.
It's
For
not
some
even an
reason it
homage.
works, but no, yeah. Like when he started to get ready for the people's elbow, like come on, man, and then hits the leg drop. That's so funny. And he hit the stunner and followed it by a spinning stunner. Again, we got to see some of his great facials again. So that was good. And he got a medallion. An okay match, but there's not much to it.
Was that a medallion match?
Yeah.
Oh, snaps.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I like that.
I like, what's his face? Marty's creep heel work might work for somebody. It's just not my cup of tea. His trunks are so gross, man. They're so gross.
It's weird when you're wearing briefs like that,
Yeah.
and a t-shirt, because it makes you seem like you're naked.
Yes. And he threw his shirt at Melissa at the beginning. That wasn't nice.
I know you don't like that.
Yeah.
I know you don't like that.
No. There wasn't much to that match, but
Cool.
it was good to see the match go over.
Yeah. Okay, then we go backstage to Katrina and Cuerno. I'm liking Cuerno here. I'm feeling like he's getting a bit of a. I don't know if they're teasing a complete face turn, or if he's just going to go this sort of anti-hero route. I mean, I've always categorized Cuerno as being a 100% villain. But if he's going against Katrina and her crew, then, is he independent? Does that make him a good guy? I'm not sure, but that's certainly where this is going, I think.
Yeah, I see him as like, kind of a lone wolf.
Lone wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. The sniffing. The sniffing. They pulled that off in they did it once earlier.
Yeah.
And they're bringing it back now. Is that going to be like a thing that he does?
I think so. That's his. Katrina's got the look. He's got the smell.
I guess it's okay. It's like scent.
Yeah.
You're
for a
hunting.
hunter, yeah.
But they normally have dogs for that.
Yeah.
That kind of works. I don't know.
Like he grabbed a deer head in the middle of the conversation again. He's just infatuated with taxidermy, this guy.
Well, I like Cuerno a lot, actually.
I know you do.
We mentioned it earlier, but I had forgotten how long it's been since we've seen him. We hadn't seen him since Aztec Warfare.
And he didn't look strong in that either. He doesn't look strong in this match.
I know. Well, neither does... Okay, well, we're coming up to that. But before we get to the actual match, we got Sexy Star and Dario in the office. And Dario, recognizes that something has changed in Sexy. He basically can recognize that she's been abused somehow, psychologically, something like that. Now, my question for you is, do you believe that Dario was being genuine in his advice, that he, because of his own personal experiences, that he wants to see this victim overcome her abuser? Or do you feel it was more of like a attempt towards the dark side style thing?
He just wants more of that violence.
He just wants more violence.
I think that's it. That's
okay. So not as nefarious as like trying to tease Sexy Star into being some kind of
false sense of security.
Well, no, I mean, I guess I was thinking more like embracing her dark side and having her become more violent.
Yeah, because he did say to go even after you do it, keep going.
Yeah. And then when she leaves the office, Dario has this moment alone where he's kind of thinking about it, and I expected to see a really wry smile go across his face, like, yes, my seeds have been planted, but it wasn't quite like that. It wasn't quite like that. It was more of just a thoughtful.
Like he legitimately sees something in her that's not being.
Yeah, or I mean, I think it might. I'm not sure if it is this nefarious thing where he's trying to coax more violence out of her for the sake of violence, or if he is legitimately sees a connection there because of his own history with his mother. I'm curious to know what you hadn't. What are your thoughts?
I like it. I like that a lot. That's getting pretty deep.
That's
what they were talking about for that whole thing. My mother was, how shall I say this, an evil bitch. That was an intense scene. That was really, really good. That scene, I thought.
It made me care about Sexy Star for the first time all season, which is terrible for me to say, considering like they've been implying that she's gone through some pretty horrendous abuse.
Yeah.
So after this, we get Sinestro. Purple Mask versus Cuerno. Okay.
Another one for a medallion.
Oh, yes, that's right. So here's my issue with this. Cuerno comes up strong. Cuerno actually looks fantastic at the beginning of this match. It looks like he has this thing wrapped up.
Yeah.
Sinestro doesn't even get any offense at all. And then he gets hit in the back of the head with a rock. Now, in normal circumstances, yes. You get hit in the back of the head with a rock, you're out. But we have seen guys get like absolutely baseball batted with lead pipes and get back up. So in this world, getting hit in the head with a rock is not really that big of a deal.
Unless it's a magic rock.
Oh, okay, unless it's a magic rock. And then, so he gets hit in the head with the rock, and then Sinestro comes in, does one move, pins him, and it's over. Okay, so this hurts both guys. One, the rock, it basically shows like, okay, you got blindsided by this rock. and then you're out immediately. Okay. It hurt Sinestro because he couldn't pull off anything until his opponent got blindsided, and then he pins him, because he's unconscious.
And we had learned last week that he was the one who stood out from the trios.
Yeah.
Like, he's the guy who was like showing that he does have something.
Yeah.
But you could say that maybe this was a deliberate choice because this would have been shot like an hour later, right? So maybe they didn't want to give him too much because he was just in that trios match. This would have been. We know because Johnny Canuck was in the crowd for the last 2 matches.
Oh, so you think they did something to play to the crowd?
No. I think they're playing to his own like safety and fitness kind of thing.
Oh,
so that's why he didn't have to do as much heavy lifting in this match.
They could have done this next.
I'm not defending the booking of the match. I didn't think this was a very good match at all.
It wasn't even a match.
No.
It was like maybe 3 minutes.
No, it started to get like it was good for Cuerno's stuff, and then he started to tease his arrow, but it didn't even get that.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's good heel work because you deny the crowd what they want, right? The crowd wants to see that, so then you take it away from them. But it's just like no.
But
bad for Cuerno, bad for they're trying to build a Sinestro guy. You don't even let him get in one hit.
Yeah, I mean, and we've talked about the reports that Cuerno is not happy there, and you're starting to feel like they are wasting his talent. Yeah,
totally.
Next segment was
Famous B with Masquerita Sagrada.
And he throws on that dope cape at the end, the flashy cape.
Yeah, that was so good. And did you notice Famous B had Masquerita's colors on his cuffs?
Yeah.
Nice
touch.
Oh, yeah, for sure. As soon as he said that it was going to be for a medallion, I immediately thought, oh my God, are they doing exactly what we said? Is it going to be Masquerita versus Tejano? I'm like, I can't believe we nailed that. And we came damn close.
Yeah, it was.
Damn close.
That's funny. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, man. We almost called that one. That was good. But before we get to see the match, we go back to Dario's office where Chavo, of all people, has arrived. And Chavo is upset that he's not wrestling for a medallion anytime soon. Dario says, you don't make the most of opportunities, and basically brushes him right off.
I love it. Immediately dismissive.
Oh, yeah. Dario's so good.
Yep.
That actor.
Yep. Yeah, even again at the end of this, after he leaves, he has a quiet little scoff.
I know!
Like those last little bits.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm in a group of wrestling fans right now where we are like based on what Pro Wrestling Only did with their 100 greatest wrestlers, where we have 2 months to kind of watch as much wrestling as we can and put together our list of the top 50 favorite or greatest, what we believe to be the greatest. We try to remove emotional attachments aside, greatest male wrestlers, and then just your 10 best women wrestlers and 10 non-wrestler characters.
Nice.
So you have like your Bobby Heenans and Paul Heyman and stuff. But
Sure.
I am totally putting Dario on that list for sure.
Absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Even with just like a year and a half of seeing him work, right? Because a lot of these guys like have like, decades of stuff.
Yeah.
But he's different. He's fresh, and he brings an energy. Like the show changes when he's on it,
Mm-hmm. I can't believe we had to go through like 4 episodes without him.
Mm-hmm. The era of death.
Oh, God. Thank God it was only 4 episodes.
Yeah.
That was going to be all season.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say about Chavo here?
No. He's, yeah. He walks out that he's going to seize the opportunity and gets an idea. And his idea was dumb.
Okay, so we go to Masquerita Sagrada, and then it's revealed that it's his opponent is going to be Cage. They call him Cage, sorry. And I just want to say that Melissa Santos does an amazing job here with her introduction of Cage, because she, just with a quick facial expression and her intonation, she completely recognizes that how ridiculous this whole situation
and even
is.
Before that, when Famous B interrupts her, she's not like pissed off. She's kind of like, oh, it's like she knows to put over that this guy's a lovable guy, and they're like, I'm okay with this kind of thing. It's attention to detail, the little things.
Yep. I also really like that Striker and Vampiro were putting over Masquerita Sagrada's legacy in this.
Yeah,
they were totally
awesome.
open up, like, this guy is a legendary luchador.
It's really cool.
Yeah, totally. And because it would have been so easy just to play him as like, look at this like little guy, he's gonna get murdered. But
because that is kind of the route it went.
Yes.
I love when they introduced that it was Cage, and his like look on his face, he starts praying and he starts doing push-ups.
He's gonna get stronger. I gotta get stronger right now. It's so good. What do you think's gonna happen after this? Because like obviously I don't think this is a spoiler, but Masquerita Sagrada did not win. What do you think's gonna happen with this little group?
He'll have to regroup and try to find, I think eventually he'll win a match.
Maybe against Mundo. I could see that.
Yeah. Yeah, Mundo's kind of like Teflon. He's in his spot.
And he's super egotistical.
Yeah.
So that could be, the source of...
that could be your feel-good kind of mid-card in Ultima Lucha 2.
Oh, yeah,
that
totally.
Sagrada finally gets
that would be great.
becomes famous. Finally, Masquerita is famous.
Yeah.
I just got
who are some
goosebumps.
other potential opponents for him?
Bengala.
Bengala.
Will we
I
ever
hope we see
him
Bengala again. I hope we see him again. Somebody's got to... Next time you need somebody to lose, Bengala showing up.
Yeah.
Maybe... I could even see Jack Evans. I think that could be a lot of fun.
That'd be a fun match, yeah.
PJ Black doesn't seem like he has a defined character at all, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see a little more at him for the next few episodes, but really, I mean, who is he? He's just a wrestler at this point. You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't really think of any other potential opponents.
Maybe Chavo. It would be nice to see him go over on Chavo.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, that would make the crowd pretty happy.
That'd be great. I could actually maybe see Joey Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a cool matchup.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see. It's probably one of the things I'm most excited to follow going forward.
Yeah. Me too. So right after the match, Cage hits an F5 on him and it's over. He really tossed him around for that F5 too. And then Chavo sneaks in and stole a medallion. That was his plan, to just steal the medallion that Cage had left on the side of the...
So medallions right now belong to Chavo, the
slash
Mac.
Cage. I don't know if that's going to be upstanding.
I think it will be. They wouldn't do it if everything comes back in.
Or maybe they just have to have a match to really determine who gets it.
It would set a dangerous precedent for Dario to say, "Hey, you just get your hands on those medallions however you want."
It's true.
Okay, so after Cage goes running after Chavo, then we go right into Mariposa versus Sexy Star, also for a medallion.
Yeah.
So this is a no mas or an I Quit match. I've only seen a couple of these, but I always find that the pacing is super weird because instead of having the action broken up by pinfalls, it has to be broken up by these moments with the mic getting in the face of the other, and it always takes so long.
It's a different kind of animal, that's for sure. Stryker right away put over a couple old I Quit matches. One was The Rock and Mankind, where he took all those chair shots. That was one. Did he mention Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard?
Yeah, he did.
That match is incredible.
Really?
It is.
Is it on the network?
It should be, yes. I found it's on YouTube for sure.
Okay.
I've in this mass research that I've been doing, I watched that one. I've come to the conclusion that some people might think this is blasphemy, that Tully Blanchard is better than Arn Anderson. And they're both really, really good. But that match is, oh my gosh, man. The way to see it, the way it ends is just good. Like the way that he makes him quit.
Really?
It's unlike anything you've ever seen. I guarantee it.
Wow.
It's really, really cool. It's in a cage too. It's
really?
Really good. That's
Okay.
I'd say that's the next match you should watch, man.
Okay, cool.
I have written down here. I remember Vampiro says, "I think I would rather die." What was he talking about? Rather than get involved in a match of this magnitude or something.
Oh yeah, he was realizing that he had never taken part in this type of match.
Yeah,
and he said he would rather die.
Yeah, and it felt like a shoot. It felt like a shoot the way he was so serious about it. Yeah,
I would rather die.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And there's a great Muda reference at the beginning there. They're just full of nice shout outs to
Vampiro, I think, is a big Muda mark.
Yeah.
I think he may have even been I can't remember if he was trained by him, because I don't think Vampiro was ever trained by anybody, but I think he's on record as saying that's who he was trying to be.
I just want to quickly say that I think Vampiro's great, and I think Krav Maga is great, and we'll leave it at that.
Yes, good call. Vampiro is great, and Kevin,
get well soon.
Anyways,
Sexy Star dominates early. She hit the three amigos. Those three suplexes right away look good. I'll say, like we know, Sexy Star is not a good wrestler.
Whoa!
She's not.
Whoa!
She's not. Compared to
This match is getting snug.
This was a great match.
Can you say that after watching that match?
It was a great match, but she wasn't wrestling for a lot of the match. It was a lot of brawling.
You mean like her
brawling.
technical in ring
skill.
That's
what I mean.
She's fine.
Like people, this was. I think it was Alvarez called this a smoke and mirrors match, which is fine.
That was great.
It was great. It was awesome, but it's not. It's not Steamboat Savage. It's not.
Well, what is?
But that's the point I'm making. You can tell a great story and have a great match without having great wrestling in it. And this one did. When what's her face, when Mariposa's like trying to put on those submission holds, it's not like bang, bang, bang. It's like there it is kind of thing. And it was fine.
I rewatched it in triple speed before you showed up, so it looked great to me.
At that point, it looked great, I'm sure. I mean, they didn't feel a lot of intensity to begin with because of those submission holds, I thought. But Sexy Star really got it up when she took it outside the ring.
They went the highest any like physically their altitude was higher than any wrestlers in Lucha Underground.
Yeah,
they went all the way up to the lighting rig.
There's some good stuff with the chairs there, where she's holding a chair and like throws a chair at her while she's holding the chair, or hits the chair while she's doing it. It makes a loud noise, and you know there's no way anybody's getting hurt. And then she had that low blow with she had lined up a chair and hit it into. Mariposa's crotch, and then she gave her a low blow right after that, so it was like she was isolating a body part. But I don't think so.
They work for me!
I don't know what that. I don't even know what I was trying to.
I'm at a cafe!
Does that work better?
Sure.
For me, it is a happy memory.
Perfect.
That's the one.
That's it. Moves up to above Dario's office, as you said, up into the scaffolds, and we hit and Vampiro. Holy shit, dude. I think there was a couple really good quotes from Vampiro in this match, and that was one that stood out, just the way he said that. That and I would rather die. Just killed me.
What was so weird when they were up on the scaffolding, and that's when Sexy Star got cut. I don't know if she was really cut. What do you think?
I don't think so. If they're dripping blood onto the believers, I don't think you can legally do that.
Well, no, I'm not. I agree with you. You can't legally do it. But that doesn't mean it didn't happen.
With a television audience, I'm inclined to say that was a blood pact.
Yeah. There was another tell later on, too, when Marty was in the ring, and he smeared her blood, and he licked it. And I'm like, dude.
Rubbed it on his face. He pulled that DiCaprio.
At least looked like he licked it. And I was looking at that, and I'm like, dude, you should not do that. You should not be licking blood.
But visual was incredible. Like when she started tearing the mask, and you just saw that her... And then you just... There's that face in peril, and the person that we want to cheer for. Sexy Star has a new energy and hit her with a purse from out of the crowd.
Oh, I love that.
That was great.
I love it. That was Kenny Omega style.
Yeah. And then they went down by the table.
That was the best. That was the best thing I've seen Mariposa do.
Yeah.
Since she showed up, was slamming Sexy Star into that announcer's table. Yeah. That was amazing.
Yeah.
So far, to be honest, Mariposa has totally been underwhelming to me. Very not as underwhelming as Cobra Moon, but underwhelming. And this was the first time when I finally was like, okay. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Real heat in this match. Like I said, this is a really good finish to a feud that I didn't care about. Because then when it got back into the ring and she had another submission hold on, and our boy Marty Ryan, he was the who's that's
Marty Elias.
Marty Elias gets in there and asks her if she's going to submit, and she shouts it, "Fuck you!"
I couldn't believe it.
"Fuck you, Mariposa!"
I could not believe it.
At that point, man, I'm not gonna lie, I was fighting off tears for the
it was crazy.
The emotion I felt, and that could have been a cheap little gimmick thing because they had never dropped an F-bomb on Lucha Underground.
But I didn't know they could. I did not see it coming at all.
It was so awesome, man. Look, we've gone through ups and downs watching this already, and to the point where some of us might not like the show that much. Get well soon, Kevin. But this was like such a payoff for the believers and people who stick with this.
Oh my god!
It was great stuff.
I hope it doesn't open the door now to just F-bombs every episode.
Yeah, I hope not as well. I hope this is out. We don't see another one unless there's a legitimate reason for them to do it.
Yeah, but it happened with when they started saying shit a lot.
Yeah,
suddenly,
it's true.
Suddenly, one episode
they opened the shit gates.
Exactly. And it was like, and now Vampiro feels he can say it every single time. So it's, it's a little weird.
Yeah. So Marty comes back in, and then Mac had to come back in and save her. That's the one thing about this match I didn't like, was that it was Marty beating her up again, and she didn't get comebacks on Marty instead. And she had to get Mac to come in.
And there's some interesting gender things there with like, when you're getting double teamed. Like if this was... we see this all the time. Recently, best example is probably in New Japan. Anybody who's wrestling Naito from Los Ingobernables.
I love it.
He's got Bushi there. He's got Evil there. Now he's got Sonata there. And if you are wrestling any one of those guys, you have to at one point are going to have to defend yourself against all whoever else might be around. It's you versus that whole group, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I would have liked to have seen. Maybe my one quibble here is I would have liked to have seen Sexy Star fend Marty off as well. Put him in his place. Just with it could just be like a single forearm. That would have been fine.
Yeah.
And then it says that she defeated both and she didn't need Mac's help. I'm cool with the way it was.
Yeah.
I'm cool with the way it was. I like the Mac in anytime he's there, it's great.
Yeah.
So.
And it did kind of add to their post-match celebration. So, she hits a cross arm bar, gets a cross arm bar on Mariposa, and at first she's like, no, mas, no mas.
This is the first thing we've ever heard Mariposa say. Yeah, isn't that weird? She hasn't said a word up until that. It's always been Marty is sort of the mouthpiece, the representative for that whole, the Moth clan.
Anyways.
Tribe.
Yeah, they're one of the tribes. Tremendous drama in this match. 3 3/4 stars.
What? You're not giving that 4?
No, man. 4. When you get into 4, you got to start to have some really nice sequences and international and stuff. Sorry, 4 is when you start to get into good wrestling matches. But this had what you want.
This match almost brought you to tears, and you're not even giving it 4 stars.
I just can't.
Dude, that
is what?
Dude, that is straight up whacked. You know it, and I know it, but hey, it is what it is.
That's right. That's right. So the Sexy Star is back, and a big-time player. The crowd is on their feet, loving her, chanting, "You deserve it." Mac hands her a medallion, and I was legit moved at the end of this. I really was.
I was watching it. There's a shot when she first beats Mariposa. She's leaning against the ropes, exhausted, blood everywhere. Her hair is completely messed up. Her eyes are just bugging out.
Yeah.
Stacey was working on something. She looked over, and I didn't even know she was paying attention. She's like, "Oh my god!" It's hideous. It's just the violence.
I
considered
considered rewatching it with my wife because I think she legitimately liked it, but I just rehashed it all to her, and she was like, she popped when I told her about the "fuck you" spot.
It was good. Yeah, so good.
Yeah, really great finish. Sets us up for who knows with her. We know that she's got a medallion now.
Got a medallion.
Yeah.
She was in the medallion match last year too.
Yeah.
This is a big deal. I mean, they don't really book on the fly, I don't think, in Lucha Underground. No. Although maybe with the Angelico injury.
Yeah.
Well, actually, this kind of proves that they don't, because with that Angelico injury, they didn't really change anything.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe Aerostar was injured in that match too, and they just kept going forward with it as well. I wonder what they've got planned. But man, I would be curious to know if that match exceeded expectations for the production.
I would say so.
Yeah,
I would say so.
I loved it.
Yeah, me too.
What is gonna happen next? God, I wish there was a next time on
Coming
Lucha
up,
Underground. That'd be so great.
Yeah, next week on Lucha Underground.
I don't know. Anything else you want to mention? Krav Maga is the greatest martial art that there is.
The best. The absolute best. Again, ECCW has that big show. We always want to promote the local stuff. They got their anniversary show coming up on the 21st. It looks like it's going to be great. That should be fun.
All right, well, that's it for us. Thanks a lot for listening. Make sure to comment and subscribe.
5-star reviews.
iTunes.
We want 5-star reviews.
5-star reviews would be outstanding. And
old episodes are on YouTube.
Thank you. That's about it. Catch you guys later. How do we normally end this thing? With
we'll be here next week.
What's your name?
Right. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. I'm out of practice. All right, so we will be here next week.
What's your name? Will you join us?